Whether your goal is to live a simple, modest life or create your own empire like Donald Trump, everyone needs a plan in order to get there. Right, Jim?
That's a fundamental. Most everyone has some time, they have some resources, they have some money, or they have a paycheck, or they have some kind of resources, or they have some kind of net worth. The big question is, what are you doing with it? Where are you investing it? Where are you putting it? It's very important to have a management plan for your present resources so that at age 65, you don't wind up like most people do, broke. You wind up with substance, you wind up with plenty to share, you wind up with plenty to enjoy.
Yet it's alarming how few people have worked to develop any kind of a plan at all, isn't it, Jim?
That's why a lot of people just let it slide. It's work.
Sadly, that's true. But the tragic irony to this is that by avoiding the work involved in planning for their future, people simply set themselves up to work longer and harder in the future. In fact, a recent Wells Fargo survey revealed that 3 out of 4 people plan to work during either a portion of or all their retirement years because they had not saved enough money. Because they failed to plan. Working to earn a living during their golden years is their unfortunate but inevitable reality.
That's a good word, inevitable. If you're in a little boat with no motor and no oars, 300 feet from Niagara Falls, it's over. It's already done. You just don't want to find yourself there in such a predicament.
Certainly not. The sooner you begin to plan for your financial future, the sooner you can enjoy the freedom of financial independence.
Gotta have a good plan, right? If you start making errors early with your money, those errors can make your life mediocre instead of rich. You wind up with pennies instead of fortune. And you wind up with crumbs instead of a feast, simply because early you made errors on what to do with your money. The guy says, well, it's only $10. So what does it matter what I do with it? And the answer is, that's when it really matters, is when you don't have much. The guy says, oh, if I had a fortune, I'd really take good care of it, but I've only got a paycheck, so I don't know where it goes. We call those great errors in judgment. It's so important to make sure you've got a good plan when the amounts are small. But it's easy to make errors. It's easy not to know. It's easy to miscalculate. And if you miscalculate, some things keep adding and adding and adding.
Errors in judgment. I agree. And Jim, you've talked about how you met Mr. Schoaf when you were age 25, and his mentorship helped you get your financial life on track. Tell me, what was the process like?
He said, Mr. Rohn, how long have you been working? And I said, I've been working 6 years. I started working when I was 19. Right, full-time job. He said, well, 6 years. How much money have you saved and invested in the last 6 years? I said, not any. He said, who sold you on that plan? So Mr. Schoaf started asking me those tough questions at age 25. How about your money? How about your resources? How about your investments?
Wow, those are tough questions. So how did you respond?
Because I offered him the excuse. I said, if I had more money, I'd have a better plan. He said, no, if you had a better plan, you'd have more money. He suggested to me after 6 years of economic activity, I should be at least 1/3 of the way to building a financial wall around my family nothing could get through. And how far away was I from being 1/3 of the way? Like 1,000,000 miles. My mentor said, it's not the amount that counts, it's the plan that counts.
And as you said, Jim, even starting when the amounts are small can have radical results.
Life is accumulative. Good phrase to know. Life is accumulative. Our errors either accumulate into what we don't get, or our wise decisions accumulate into what we do get.
You know, Jim, you've reminded me of an example that I wrote about in The Compound Effect called The Magic Penny, and I think it demonstrates this point quite well. I asked my readers to imagine making a choice, $3 million in cash in hand right now, or a single penny that would double in value every day for 31 days. A lot of people would assume that taking the $3 million would be the wiser decision. After all, after 20 days, the person who takes the deal with the penny has just over $5,000, while the person who took the cash still has a cool $3 million. And even on day 30, it seems that the person with the penny will lose the challenge, with just a paltry $2.7 million to show for her or his sacrifice and patience. It isn't until the final day that the invisible accumulated magic begins to happen. On day 31, that single penny has compounded to be worth $10,737,418.24. The magic penny example is perfect for illustrating that making smart choices, even small ones, over time can make a radical difference to how our life turns out.